And so we're going to talk about heat and how heat is related to change in temperature and the quantity of mass. Specifically, we're going to look at our heat equation, Q equals m delta Tc. And so I have these two masses. This is 1,000 grams. This is 200 grams. So you can imagine if these masses were just at room temperature, and then I held them in my hand until they rose to body temperature. In other words, they both changed in the same amount of same number of degrees. My delta T is constant. So delta T is constant. 5 times as much mass means it's going to require 5 times as much heat. And so we say that the change in the quantity of heat is proportional to the amount of mass that's involved. Okay. Now, let's make mass constant now. And so we're just going to be looking at this 1,000 gram mass. And so it's 0 degrees Celsius outside right now. I'm going to take this 1,000 gram mass, and I'm going to bring it from 0 degrees Celsius to room temperature. In other words, a delta T of about 20 degrees. I could also take this mass and I could take it from 0 degrees up to my body temperature, which is maybe about 37 degrees. And so the change in the amount of heat energy that this mass would absorb is proportional to the change in the temperature itself. So the change in the amount of heat depends on the amount of mass that's involved. The change in the amount of heat depends on the temperature that's involved. The more mass, the more heat. The more temperature, the more heat. And so we're almost ready to turn this into an equation. The change in heat energy is equal to the amount of mass that's involved times the size of the temperature change that's involved. And so double the temperature change, double the quantity of heat. And the last thing we need to do is we need to find a way to take into account what the substance is. And so iron will take considerably more heat per 1,000 grams or per gram to raise 1 degree Celsius when you compare it to wood. Wood won't require nearly as much heat. And so we have a symbol that is specific heat capacity, C. The special number is 4.18. So for water, it takes 4.18 joules to raise 1 gram, which is the same as 1 milliliter of water, 1 degree Celsius. If I had 10 milliliters of water, it would take 41.8 joules to raise that water 1 degree Celsius. Okay? And that's the heat equation. Delta Q equals m delta Tc.